Commander Sarah Chen stood at the helm of the U.S. Defiant, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing an approaching fleet of unknown vessels. The ship's quantum sensors had detected them dropping out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Proxima Centauri colony system, their formation unlike anything documented in Earth's military database. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the tension coursing through the bridge. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez, the ship's sensor officer, responded without taking his eyes off his console. 17 vessels, Commander. Their energy signatures are off the charts, nothing like we've ever seen before. They're running active scans of the colony's defensive grid. The Defiant was humanity's newest warship, a testament to human ingenuity and adaptation. After centuries of reaching for the stars, humanity had finally achieved reliable interstellar travel, establishing colonies across nearby star systems. But they weren't alone out there, and the Defiant was built with that reality in mind. HFY analysis, Chen commanded. The ship's adaptive response intelligence assistant came to life, its holographic avatar materializing beside her command chair. The unknown vessels exhibit technological capabilities approximately 150 years ahead of current Earth standards, HFY reported, its voice carrying the subtle warmth that made it more than just another AI. However, their formation patterns suggest rigid algorithmic thinking. They move with perfect precision, but minimal tactical creativity. Chen smiled slightly. Throughout human history, superior technology didn't always guarantee victory. What's their projected course? They are on an intercept vector with Colony Station Alpha. Their weapon systems are powered but not yet armed. HFY paused, processing additional data. "Commander, I'm detecting quantum encryption signals between their vessels. They're coordinating something." The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, each member selected not just for their skills, but for their ability to think creatively under pressure. Chen had handpicked them herself, knowing that humanity's greatest strength lay not in its technology, but in its adaptability. "All hands, battle stations," Chen ordered. "But keep our weapons cold. HFY, begin recording all sensor data. If these are first contact protocols, I want to know exactly who we're dealing with." The alien fleet continued their approach, their formation shifting into what was clearly an attack pattern. Chen had seen enough combat simulations to recognize the signs. They were preparing to strike. "Commander," Rodriguez called out, "they're powering up weapon systems. Energy readings are spiking." Chen's decision was immediate. HFY, broadcast on all frequencies, all known languages. "Warning. Human warship U.S. Defiant is tracking your vessels. Stand down immediately or face consequences." The message echoed across space, but the alien fleet showed no sign of slowing. Instead, they accelerated, their perfect formation maintaining geometric precision as they closed the distance. "They're launching something," Rodriguez reported. "Multiple objects, accelerating toward the colony's defensive platforms." Chen watched as brilliant beams of energy erupted from the alien ships, striking the colony's outer defense platforms. The structures exploded in silent bursts of light and debris. HFY, weapons hot. Show them why humanity doesn't make idle threats. Chen's voice carried the weight of centuries of human evolution, of countless battles fought and won against overwhelming odds. Target their command ship. Let's introduce them to human unpredictability. The Defiant's weapon systems came online, but not in the traditional sense. Unlike the alien vessels with their rigid mathematical precision, the Defiant's targeting systems incorporated randomized patterns based on human neural networks. It didn't just calculate, it intuited. "Message from the colony," Rodriguez announced. "They're evacuating civilians to the underground shelters." "Good," Chen nodded. HFY, execute combat pattern Delta 7. Let's show our visitors why challenging humanity was a mistake. The Defiant surged forward, its movement patterns defying conventional space combat logic. While the alien ships maintained their perfect formation, The human vessel danced through space like a predator, its trajectories impossible to predict with pure mathematics. "They're trying to track us," Araya reported. "Their targeting systems are based on predictive algorithms. They cannot compensate for our randomized movement patterns." Chen smiled grimly. "Then let's give them something to remember. Fire main batteries, scattered burst pattern. Target their formation nodes." The Defiant's weapons opened up, not in the precise, calculated patterns that define traditional space warfare, but in chaotic, human-like bursts. The alien ships, their defenses calibrated for conventional attacks, found their formations suddenly vulnerable. As the battle unfolded, Chen realized they weren't just fighting for survival. They were establishing humanity's place among the stars. And the message they were sending was clear: underestimate humans at your own peril. The warning had been given. Now it was time to show these advanced aliens why human warships were to be feared, not for their technology, but for their ability to do the unexpected. The aftermath of the battle left an eerie silence in space. Debris from the damaged alien vessels drifted past the Defiant's viewports while Commander Chen assessed the situation. Their first engagement had ended decisively. 3 alien ships disabled, 2 destroyed, and the rest retreated into faster-than-light travel. "Araya, status report on the colony," Chen ordered, watching as emergency crews moved to repair the damaged defense platforms. Colony Station Alpha reports minimal damage to outer infrastructure. No civilian casualties. However, "Commander, I'm detecting increased quantum communications traffic across multiple star systems. The alien fleet is spreading word of our encounter." Lieutenant Rodriguez shifted at his station. "They're probably calling for reinforcements. We should request backup from Earth Command." Chen shook her head, a plan forming in her mind. "No, that's exactly what they'd expect. Araya, analyze the attack patterns we just witnessed. What can you tell me about their combat doctrine?" The AI's avatar flickered as it processed the battle data. "Their tactics show a heavy reliance on synchronized movements and predetermined attack sequences. Every maneuver followed mathematical principles with precise timing. However, when faced with our randomized response, their formation efficiency dropped by 68%. They fight like machines," Chen mused, "because they think like machines. And that's something we can use. Begin compiling a tactical analysis of their retreat patterns." Over the next several hours, the Defiant's crew worked to develop what would become known as the Warning Protocol. They studied every aspect of the alien fleet's behavior, looking for psychological advantages they could exploit. "Commander," Araya announced, "I've completed the analysis you requested." The alien vessels showed significant hesitation when faced with unexpected tactical decisions. Their retreat wasn't just strategic, it was born of confusion. Chen smiled. "Then we found their weakness. They can't comprehend warfare that doesn't follow their logical patterns. Rodriguez, prepare a new broadcast message. We're going to give them something to think about." The message was simple but carried weight behind it. "Warning. Human warship detected. Tactical analysis indicates 0 survival probability for hostile forces. Immediate withdrawal recommended." They didn't have to wait long to test its effectiveness. Within days, another alien fleet appeared, larger than the first, clearly intent on overwhelming the single human vessel that had caused them such trouble. 25 ships detected, Rodriguez reported. "Their weapon signatures are different. They've modified their technology." Chen nodded. "They're learning. But so are we. Araya, implement combat pattern Omega. Let's show them what human creativity really means." The Defiant's response defied every convention of space combat. Instead of retreating from the superior force, they charged straight into the alien formation. The enemy ships, their targeting systems designed to predict logical evasive maneuvers, couldn't adapt to a warship that deliberately ignored tactical wisdom. "Broadcasting warning message on all frequencies," Araya announced. The effect was immediate. Several alien vessels broke formation, their perfect coordination shattered by the psychological impact of the warning, combined with the Defiant's seemingly suicidal approach. They're receiving transmissions from their command, Rodriguez reported, excitement in his voice. Multiple ships are powering down weapons. The warning protocol was working better than they had hoped. The alien fleet, faced with an enemy that didn't behave according to any known combat doctrine, began to retreat. Their superior technology meant nothing against an opponent they couldn't predict. HFY, log this encounter, Chen ordered. The warning protocol isn't just about the message. It's about making them fear the unpredictability of human warfare. Word spread quickly through alien communications channels. Stories of the human warship that defied tactical logic began to circulate. Each encounter added to the legend. When humans warned you to retreat, you retreated, because what followed defied all military science. In the weeks that followed, the warning protocol was tested against different alien fleets. Each time, the psychological impact grew stronger. The mere presence of a human warship became enough to make alien commanders reconsider their actions. Commander, HFY reported after their latest encounter, I'm detecting a significant change in alien fleet movements across the sector. They're establishing buffer zones around human colonies. Chen studied the tactical display. They're not just respecting our space anymore. They're afraid of us. Not because of our technology, but because we represent something they can't quantify. The bridge crew had grown more confident with each successful engagement. They had turned their perceived weakness, their unpredictability, into their greatest strength. New contact, Rodriguez announced. A single alien vessel, broadcasting on our frequencies. They're requesting diplomatic talks. Chen straightened in her command chair. This was unexpected, but then again, humanity specialized in the unexpected. HFY, analysis of their approach vector. No weapon signatures detected, Commander. They're following standard peaceful contact protocols. However, their quantum communications suggest they're transmitting our encounters to their entire civilization. Good, Chen replied. Then they're ready to learn why humans make better allies than enemies. Prepare for diplomatic protocols, but keep our weapons hot. Sometimes the best negotiations happen when your reputation precedes you. The warning protocol had achieved something unprecedented. It had made advanced alien civilizations pause and reconsider not just their military tactics, but their entire approach to interstellar relations. Humanity had proven that superior technology wasn't everything. Sometimes, the most powerful weapon was the ability to think differently. The diplomatic chamber aboard Colony Station Alpha hummed with tension as Commander Chen faced the alien delegation. The beings before her, calling themselves the Collective, stood nearly 8 feet tall, their metallic skin reflecting the room's soft lighting. This was humanity's first peaceful contact with the advanced civilization they'd been fighting. Your warning protocol has disrupted our entire combat doctrine, the lead delegate stated, its translator converting complex harmonics into English. Our fleets hesitate at the mere possibility of encountering human vessels. Chen maintained a neutral expression, though inwardly she felt satisfaction. That was the intent. We prefer to avoid conflict, but when forced to fight, we do so in ways that cannot be predicted by conventional tactics. The alien's compound eyes shifted, displaying patterns that HFY's cultural database interpreted as frustration. We have analyzed every encounter. Your ships ignore basic laws of combat efficiency. Your tactics defy statistical optimization. It is disturbing. That's because you're trying to solve us like a mathematical equation, Chen replied. Humanity's greatest strength is our ability to think beyond established patterns. The meeting was interrupted by an urgent message from the Defiant. Commander, Rodriguez's voice came through clear and tense. We're detecting multiple fleet formations approaching from different vectors. They're using some kind of new stealth technology. We almost missed them. The alien delegates exchanged glances that HFY translated as meaningful. Chen understood immediately. While some of the collective sought diplomacy, Others were determined to overcome the human advantage through technological superiority. "This meeting is concluded," Chen announced, already moving toward the exit. "Area. Alert all colonial defense forces. The collective is about to learn why adapting to human tactics isn't as simple as upgrading their technology." Back aboard the Defiant, the situation looked grim. 5 alien fleets converged on their position, each using advanced stealth systems that made their exact numbers difficult to determine. "They're testing our sensor capabilities," Area observed. "Their new technology appears designed specifically to counter our previous tactics." Chen studied the tactical display, noting how the alien ships moved in completely new patterns. "They've been learning." Rodriguez, analysis of their formation changes. "They're using randomized approaches, sir, trying to mimic our unpredictability." "But," he paused, checking his readings, "their randomization follows mathematical patterns. They're trying to simulate chaos through algorithms." A smile crossed Chen's face. "And that's their mistake. They think they can program unpredictability." "ARIA, implement Chaos Protocol 0. The AI's avatar showed a rare expression of surprise. "Commander, Chaos Protocol 0 hasn't been tested outside simulations. The risk factors are exactly what we need right now," Chen finished. "They've adapted to our previous tactics. Time to show them that humans don't just think outside the box. We deny the existence of the box entirely." Chaos Protocol 0 was more than a combat strategy. It was an admission that traditional space combat doctrine was a limitation. The Defiant systems began to reconfigure in ways that made no tactical sense. Power was diverted randomly, weapons charged and discharged in patterns that followed human brainwave activities rather than targeting algorithms. "Multiple contacts emerging from stealth," Rodriguez reported. "I count 73 vessels. They're using our own warning against us. Your tactics have been analyzed. Resistance is futile." Chen's laugh surprised her bridge crew. "Area, broadcast on all frequencies. Warning, human warship implementing Chaos Protocol 0. Conventional analysis will fail. Retreat now." The Defiant moved like a dancer in zero gravity, its maneuvers following patterns based on human music rather than military doctrine. The alien ships, their advanced targeting systems designed to predict and counter randomized movements, found themselves shooting at empty space. "They can't track us," Rodriguez announced, excitement in his voice. "Their predictive algorithms are failing completely." "Of course they are," Chen replied. "They're looking for patterns, even in chaos. But we're not creating controlled chaos. We're moving based on human intuition, emotion, and inspiration." "Area, show them what happens when you combine human creativity with AI precision." The Defiant's weapons opened up, not targeting the enemy ships directly, but creating a web of fire that forced them to move in predictable ways to avoid it. The alien vessels, trying to maintain their calculated randomization patterns, found themselves herded into positions that made them vulnerable. "Their formations are breaking down," Area reported. "Their attempts to mimic human unpredictability are actually making them more predictable. They're fighting their own natural instincts." The battle that followed would be studied for years in both human and alien military academies. The Defiant, impossibly outnumbered, turned the aliens' technological adaptation against them. Every attempt to counter human tactics only proved that true unpredictability couldn't be programmed. "Commander," Rodriguez called out, "they're retreating. All 5 fleets are withdrawing to FTL positions." Chen nodded, watching the alien ships flee. They thought they could adapt to human warfare by upgrading their technology. But they don't understand. Our strength isn't in our ships or our weapons. It's in our ability to surprise even ourselves. As the Defiant secured the sector, AI processed the battle data. The collective will analyze this encounter extensively. They will attempt to develop new countermeasures. "Let them try," Chen replied. "They'll never succeed because they're looking for a solution to the wrong problem. They want to understand human unpredictability, But that's like trying to write an equation for creativity itself. The message spread across alien communication networks. Humans didn't just ignore combat logic, they'd redefined it with every encounter. The warning protocol evolved from a simple tactical advantage into a psychological weapon that made advanced civilizations question their entire approach to warfare. In the aftermath, Chen received a final transmission from the collective diplomatic delegation. We understand now. It is not your technology we fear. It is your ability to make warfare into an art form. We request further diplomatic discussions, on your terms. The stars hung silent in the void as the Defiant drifted, running dark. 3 weeks had passed since their last major engagement with the collective, and now they waited, predator-like, in the shadow of a rogue planet. Commander Chen stood at her favorite observation point, watching the tactical display as it tracked multiple alien fleet movements across the sector. HFY, she spoke softly, though sound couldn't travel in the vacuum of space. Show me their search patterns again. The AI projected a complex three-dimensional map showing the movements of over 200 collective vessels. They had abandoned their previous rigid formations, instead spreading out in what appeared to be random patterns. They're trying to flush us out, Rodriguez observed from his station. These new search algorithms are impressive. They're actually incorporating elements of human unpredictability. Chen nodded, studying the intricate dance of enemy ships. But they're still thinking like hunters. They haven't realized that we've changed the game. Area, what's your assessment? The AI's avatar shimmered as it analyzed the data. The collective has significantly improved their tactical flexibility. However, they continue to operate under the assumption that we will behave like prey species. Their entire search pattern is designed to locate and corner a fleeing target. Exactly, Chen smiled. They've learned to mimic our unpredictability, but they haven't grasped the fundamental aspect of human nature. We're never more dangerous than when we're cornered. Rodriguez, identify their command and control nodes. The sensor officer worked his console with practiced efficiency. 5 primary control ships coordinating the search patterns. They're using quantum entanglement for instant communication. We can't jam it. We don't need to, Chen replied. HFY, implement shadow protocol. Let's show them what happens when the prey becomes the predator. The Defiant systems powered down to bare minimum levels. Even life support was reduced, the crew donning thermal suits to maintain body heat. They became a ghost in space, virtually invisible to even the most advanced sensors. Their search pattern is approaching our position, Rodriguez reported, his breath visible in the cold bridge air. Nearest ship will pass within 10,000 kilometers. Chen watched the alien vessel draw closer on the tactical display. They expect us to run, to try to break through their search net. That's why their pattern has gaps. They're waiting for us to behave like prey. HFY, plot an intercept course that follows their own sensor shadow. The AI calculated a trajectory that would place the Defiant directly in the blind spot created by the alien ship's own sensor emissions. It was a maneuver that defied conventional spacefaring wisdom. No computer would ever suggest hiding in plain sight. Course plotted, HFY confirmed. However, maintaining position within their sensor shadow will require constant micro-adjustments that exceed normal safety parameters. Then it's a good thing we're not normal, Chen replied. Execute. The Defiant moved like a shadow within a shadow, using the alien ship's own energy emissions as cover. The maneuver required split-second timing and intuition that no eye could master alone. It took the combination of human instinct and artificial precision. We're in position, Rodriguez whispered, tension evident in his voice. Their command ship is 3 minutes from optimal strike range. Chen felt the familiar surge of anticipation. HFY, prepare the quantum pulse. Time to remind them why the warning exists. The Defiant had been modified after their previous encounters, incorporating technology that turned the collective's own quantum communications against them. The pulse would travel through their entangled network, disrupting their entire command structure simultaneously. Quantum pulse charged, Araya announced. Firing solution calculated. However, Commander, there's a 73% chance they will detect us before we can fire. Good. Chen smiled. Those are better odds than humans usually need. Execute on my mark. The moment stretched like elastic as they waited for the perfect position. The alien command ship grew larger on their screens, its massive form unaware of the predator hiding in its own shadow. Now, the Defiant erupted into action, its weapons powering up simultaneously as the quantum pulse fired. The alien ship had no time to react before the pulse traveled through their quantum network, temporarily severing communications between all collective vessels. Broadcasting on all frequencies, Chen ordered. Warning. You are being hunted by a human warship. Your technology cannot save you. Your algorithms cannot predict us. Retreat now. The effect was devastating. Without their quantum network, the collective ships fell into confusion. Their carefully coordinated search patterns dissolved into chaos. Real chaos, not the calculated randomness they had tried to emulate. Multiple ships attempting emergency FTL jumps, Rodriguez reported. Others are firing blindly, trying to hit us with saturation patterns. Chen watched as the alien fleet scattered. Araya, target their primary drive systems. Disable, don't destroy. I want them to carry our message back to their civilization. The Defiant moved through the enemy fleet like a wolf among sheep, striking with surgical precision. Each disabled ship added to the psychological impact of their attack. The hunters had become the hunted, and the lesson was clear. Humanity wouldn't just defend, they would pursue. Last functional ships are retreating, Araya announced. Quantum network is beginning to restore itself. Intercepting their transmissions, they're sending warnings to all collective forces in the sector. Chen read the translated message on her screen and couldn't help but laugh. The collective was advising their ships to avoid all contact with human vessels, declaring that conventional military doctrine was useless against an enemy that turned tactical logic against itself. Send one final message, Chen ordered. Let them know that the next time they hear our warning, we won't be so merciful. Humanity prefers peace, but we excel at war precisely because we don't want to fight it. As the Defiant moved to secure the disabled alien vessels, Chen reflected on how far they'd come. The warning protocol had evolved from a simple defensive tactic into something more, a reminder to advanced civilizations that technology alone didn't determine the outcome of conflicts. Sometimes, the most primitive instinct, the ability to surprise, to adapt, to turn the tables completely, was the most powerful weapon of all. In the Grand Assembly Chamber of the Collective's Central Command Station, Commander Chen stood before the gathered alien leadership. The massive chamber, designed to intimidate visitors with its towering architecture and advanced technology, instead served as a testament to how much had changed. The Defiant hung in space outside, its presence alone enough to ensure the negotiations remained peaceful. Your species continues to confound us. The High Commander of the Collective spoke, its metallic skin shifting colors with each word. We have analyzed every encounter, every battle, every maneuver. The more we study, the less we understand. Chen smiled, remembering their journey to this moment. That's because you are still trying to understand us through pure logic. Araya, show them. The ship's AI projected a holographic display in the center of the chamber. It showed every battle they had fought, but not as tactical data or combat telemetry. Instead, it displayed the encounters as flowing patterns of light and movement, more like a dance than warfare. What you're seeing, Chen explained, is how we view space combat. Not as mathematical equations or tactical probabilities, but as an art form. Each encounter is unique, each response crafted in the moment. The alien leaders studied the display, their compound eyes reflecting the dancing lights. But how do you maintain tactical efficiency without proper computational models? One asked. We don't, Chen replied simply. We maintain effectiveness through adaptation. Araya, show them the neural pattern comparison. The hologram shifted, showing the brainwave patterns of the Defiant's crew during combat alongside the calculated battle plans of the collective ships. The difference was stark. Where the alien patterns showed clear, predictable rhythms, the human patterns were a beautiful chaos of activity. Your warning protocol. Another leader spoke. It was never about the threat itself. Was it? Chen nodded. The warning was a gift. A chance for you to avoid learning the hard way that superior technology doesn't guarantee victory. Humanity has spent its entire history learning to overcome supposedly superior forces. It's encoded in our very nature. The High Commander rose, its towering form casting shadows in the chamber's light. We believe our technological advancement made us invincible. Each species we encountered either submitted to our superiority or fell before our fleets. Then we met humanity. And we showed you something you'd never seen before, Chen continued. A species that didn't just fight back. We changed the rules of engagement entirely. Every time you adapted your technology, we responded with innovation. Every time you improved your algorithms, we showed you the power of intuition. Araya's avatar materialized beside Chen. If I may, Commander, I believe I can explain in terms the collective will understand. Humans don't reject logic. They transcend it. My own evolution serving alongside them has taught me that true intelligence isn't about processing power or perfect calculation. It's about knowing when to reject the obvious solution in favor of the impossible one. The chamber fell silent as the alien leaders processed this. Finally, the High Commander spoke again. We have received reports from across our territory. The warning protocol has become something more than a tactical consideration. When our ships hear warning, human warship detected, they don't retreat out of fear. They retreat out of respect. Chen stepped forward. Then let's turn that respect into something productive. Humanity doesn't want to dominate or submit. We want to collaborate, to learn from each other. Your technology combined with our creativity could open up possibilities neither of us can imagine alone. The holographic display shifted again, showing the vast expanse of space around them. Stars and planets swirled in a cosmic dance, reminiscent of the very battle patterns the Defiant had used. We propose an alliance, Chen continued, not based on technological superiority or military strength, but on mutual understanding. You've learned that humanity can be a dangerous enemy. Now let us show you how valuable we can be as friends. The High Commander's skin shifted to a deep blue, a color Araya translated as indicating deep contemplation. Your proposal is unexpected, much like everything else about your species, but perhaps that is precisely why it must be considered. The alien leader moved to stand directly before Chen, its massive form towering over her. We accept. The collective will establish formal diplomatic relations with humanity. Our technology, combined with your unpredictability, could indeed reshape the galaxy. As the formal proceedings began, Chen received a private communication from the Defiant. Commander, Rodriguez's voice came through her earpiece. We're detecting multiple ships dropping out of FTL at the edge of the system. They're not collective vessels. Chen shared a knowing look with Araya. The AI's avatar smiled slightly. They both knew what this meant. Their reputation had spread beyond the collective, attracting the attention of other advanced civilizations. Araya, Chen whispered, prepare to broadcast our warning. Let's show our new friends how humanity handles first contact situations. The High Commander, noticing their exchange, asked, more visitors, more opportunities, Chen replied. The galaxy is about to learn that the most powerful force isn't technology or military might. It's the ability to think differently, to surprise even yourself, and to turn enemies into allies through understanding rather than force. As the new vessels approached, the Defiant's now famous warning began to broadcast. Warning. Human warship detected. We offer friendship first, but be advised, our reputation is well earned. The message echoed across space, carrying with it the legend of humanity's unique approach to interstellar relations. The warning protocol had evolved into something far more significant than a tactical advantage. It had become humanity's introduction to the galaxy, a reminder that in the vast expanse of space, the most powerful force wasn't the most advanced technology, but the boundless creativity of the human spirit.